So, I know a lot of you guys are tired of hearing me talk about how I'm a Ravenclaw, but today's entire video is me talking about being a Ravenclaw. No. I mean, to be honest, I don't really know what you guys expect from me. I'm a 29-year-old lady with a wand collection. Do I look like the kind of person that has any sort of constraint in life? Because I don't think so. So today's video is actually a collab video. Today's collab is with my friend Molly. She invited me to do this video with her where we were going to create 3 different looks that would represent Ravenclaw. I believe we're both Ravenclaws. So if you want to see any more looks and see what kind of look she came up with, definitely go check out her. I will have her linked above, down below. You'll be able to find her. Tell her thank you for me again, and also just leave her a bunch of love. That's basically what today's video is going to be. So the premise of the video was we were going to create 3 different looks representing our house, which is Ravenclaw, and she's doing, I think, 3 wearable looks to represent the house. I mean, my looks are kind of wearable. This one's wearable, right? Again, do I look like anyone who has any sort of constraint? Resounding no! So, I mean, they're wearable sometimes, but basically what I did is I took the idea, I did 3 looks, and I represented 3 different aspects of being a Hogwarts student. So the first one is a Ravenclaw student on the way to class. The second one is a Ravenclaw going to a Quidditch match. And then the third one, which is the one you are seeing, so sneak peek surprise. The third one is a Ravenclaw student going to the Yule Ball. So that's where I went with mine. I did 1 talk over and 2 talk throughs, so I wanted to change it up a little bit. And all of the looks, I included the palettes that I used and the shades that I used in each one. And I might have went a little crazy. But I was super pumped about this. You guys know I talk about being a Ravenclaw all the time. I'm really, really proud to be a Ravenclaw. I mean, you know, when your looks fade, at least your personality stays, right?
Stop it. Get some help.
Before we get into today's video, definitely make sure to hit that subscribe button. You guys love the finger guns, and now they're just getting more and more dramatic every video. But I do upload Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Videos tend to go up at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard. But definitely make sure to hit the bell notification. And now let's get into all of the looks. You got double finger guns. You're welcome. So the first look is going to have 4 shades, so it's one of the easier looks. There's only 4 shades included, and the 4 shades come from the Alamar Volume 1 palette and the Born to Run from Urban Decay. Starting in the Born to Run palette, we're going to pick up the color Weekender on a big fluffy brush, and I basically just put that all over above my crease, just blending it in to create a nice gradient. That works in for a while. I build it up a few times, so it's a few dips until it gets to the opacity that you see. After that, we go in with the color Rift, and we basically put it on the outer V in the inner corner. It's basically a halo eye, and we just build that up. This also builds up for a while, and then I'm gonna buff the rest of the shade onto my lower lash line. I don't pick up any new shadow from my lower lash line. Then with a really small detail brush, we pick up the color Good Is Gone, and we start buffing that into the outer V, but keeping it lower than Rift. Once we have Rift built up to where we want it, we pick up the color Ignite on a flat shader brush, and we just start pressing that into the center part of our lid. Then we just go in and we clean up the top part where we just blend everything together. And then to start with the blue, so then we pick up the Alamar palette and we pick up the blue shade Valadero, and we take a flat shader brush and we start buffing that really close to our lash line. We also take the same shade and we're going to create a winged liner with it. It's actually really opaque. I wasn't sure if it was going to work originally, but it's really opaque and it creates a beautiful teal line. From there, it was just mascara, and then the look was basically done. So this is my first look. This is just the regular Ravenclaw, everyday, going to class, going to my charms class look. It's just a simple pop of blue teal on the lash line, and mainly just bronze all over the lid. I felt like it was a nice grungy, 90s-esque, because you know Harry Potter set in the 90s. That was the look I was going for, and I really liked this one. I ended up wearing this one all day and just really enjoyed it. So yeah, that was the end of the first look. Now on to look number 2. Alright, so this is going to be look number 2, which is my Quidditch look. And basically my inspiration for this look was a Quidditch game. And we're tailgating, and we want to look like we're tailgating, but we still want to look good. Basically, I've been doing the bat wing liner a lot lately, so I was like, you know what, let's do the bat wing liner and then add more like wing ends to it and then put some glitter and stuff near it. So this is kind of what we're going for. With the bat wing, I did a cut crease with some bronze. We're gonna clean this up a little bit, but I just wanted to show you guys the basic outline because I needed to practice it a little bit before I started filming. But we're gonna go ahead and do this eye now, and I will be doing obviously a talk through for this one instead of a voiceover. So I'm gonna be taking my Pacifica concealer. I'm gonna place that down on my lid first, and then taking a flat foundation brush, I'm just gonna work the concealer all the way, because as you can see, I only have my eyebrows done. I do not have any face products on yet because I figured I might have some fallout, and I didn't know how like far I was gonna wing everything. And after that, I'm gonna take a loose brush and I'm gonna pick up some just loose powder. I'm using the ColourPop loose powder. I'm just gonna pick a little bit up on the brush and then lay it down all over the lid. Not like packing it in too much, but just enough to cover all of the concealer I just put down. And now that that is all laid down, what I did next was I took my Too Faced Semi-Sweet palette. I'm gonna be picking up the color Blueberry Swirl, which is right there. I'm picking it up on a huge blending brush, and I'm just going to lightly tap into it. Like you guys can see, there's not much. And this is just kind of how I etched out the line, because as you can see on the other side, you really can't see much of this like really smoky blue color. I just basically wanted to do a really light layer where it was winged out. Next up, I went into my Blue Moon palette, which is the star of the show for this, and we're gonna pick up the color Fine China. Picking it up on a ColourPop blending brush, and I just pressed it into my crease. And I have to do this a few times to really build it up as much as I want. I basically just build it into the crease, and then I start fanning it out once I run out of pigment on the brush a little bit. So it basically looks like that. Then taking the same brush, I went in with the color Starry Eyed as well, this light blue, and I'm gonna blend that in a little lower than Fine China. And don't worry about how far you bring it in, because now we're gonna go in with our concealer again. We're gonna cut the crease, kind of. It's like a half cut crease. So I just put a little concealer right there, and then I just take a brush and I'm just gonna clean up like the front part of my lid, and then once that's blended, I take a finger and I'm just gonna pat over it. Then to go right on top of that concealer, I'm taking my Born to Run palette once again. We're gonna be picking up the same bronze tone, but this is Ignite. It's just a really nice bronze for Ravenclaw. Picking it up on a flat brush, I'm just gonna press it right into that concealer. To give it a little bit more dimension, I go in with the Picante palette by Carity, and I picked up the color Embers, which is this really pretty yellowy gold color. Just gonna pick it up on the same brush, and then I just add it to the inner corner, the upper part of the edge. I just kind of blend them together just to like give a little bit more dimension. Then to start the wing, what I do is my bat wing. So I'm gonna take a regular kohl pencil and I'm gonna look straight ahead to where my hood goes down. I'm gonna start on the outer edge and go outwards like that. And then still looking forward, I'm just gonna connect that line going over my hood, so it looks like a regular wing with my eye relaxed like this. And then as you can see, when I open my eye, you can see the outline of where the bat wing is going to be. So I'm going to finish just sketching over this really quick. And for this, I really exaggerated it. So I brought this up really far. Then we're basically going to leave it like this. And what we do to create the other part of the wing is we go in with a little concealer. We're gonna etch like that. I know it looks really harsh right now. Kind of just go over some bits. And then taking a Stila glitter and a flat brush, I'm gonna add in between as well. Kind of mixing it with the concealer. And then I just tapped over, and then I'm gonna go back in with the liner and go over that again, but going in between where the concealer is, because it's basically a guide. Going in with the glitter again. Kind of like that. Then for the bottom lash line, I took what was ever left on that ColourPop brush at first and then just sketched it out underneath. Again, this will have to be cleaned up once I finish the rest of my face makeup, but just to give you a general idea. Took the blue, and then I took a little bit of the bronzy shade, brought it back down here, blended it on top, and then added more blue. So that's basically how I did the bottom lash line. My camera is actually dying. So I'm gonna finish up the rest of this makeup and then I'll talk y'all through. But that's the basic way of doing my Quidditch makeup. Oh man, that pimple. Cover that pimple. Ooh. Alright guys, so I have done the rest of my face makeup. I put my hair up in a ponytail and put on like a lip gloss and everything. And this is the final look for my Ravenclaw Quidditch game makeup. It didn't come out quite the way I wanted it to. It didn't really have the right tools, but I think overall the theme of it is what I was going for. But I think this is definitely something close to what I would probably wear to a Ravenclaw Quidditch game because, you know, I gotta support the team, you know? I like it. I like the colors. I like the concept of it. I think I should have practiced it a little bit more. That was a mistake. Oops. But overall, generally, I like this look. We have one more look to get into, and it's going to be the fun one. This is the one I'm really excited about. It's the Yule Ball look. So Alright, so here is the last look. So this is going to be my Yule Ball look. And this is the one I've been most excited for because I had this concept of like a moon coming through the clouds as like the concept. Don't know if it really translates, but I know the colors are a little off. It's silver and blue, which I mean, the movies showed Ravenclaw as silver and blue, so it works if you only watch the movies. It's not technically Ravenclaw colors, but I digress. We're gonna get into it. Basically, it's very similar to the palettes I used in the last look, so it's gonna be the Blue Moon palette and then some of my other ColourPop shades because very silver, very blue. I do need to put this one lash on and then we'll zoom in and get closer to this eye so we can see what's going on. It's pretty easy though. Pretty pleased with it. So like a lot of the other looks, we gotta prime the lid. So I'm using the Pacifica concealer to do that. Taking a foundation brush, I'm just gonna blend it all the way across the lid, past my eyebrow and up the brow bone. Once the concealer is all over my lid, I need to set it. So I'm gonna go in with a big blending brush, the Persona Identity palette, and pick up the color Humble on a big fluffy brush like so. And we're just gonna buff that all over the lid. I try to pay a lot of attention right here where my crease is because that's where a lot of pigment likes to kind of like sit and get stuck because you guys know I have hooded lids. Then picking up a big blending brush, we're gonna go into the ColourPop palette and pick up the color Da Ba Dee. And my main focus with this color is right on the outer V. So I'm not gonna bring it in very far. I'm just gonna bring it here and wing it out. Now this shade does take a lot of building up, so I have to do this a few times. To build up the shade a little bit more where it is, I'm gonna pick up the color Starry Eyed and Fine China on like a detail brush, and I'm just gonna work it right into the outer V. Also taking whatever is left on my brush, we're gonna start laying down the inner corner. So this is a halo eye, but I'm not gonna connect to the top at all. I leave the top completely bare. That way the silver on this eye can just go up. Then I go back into Da Ba Dee, pick it up on the same big blending brush, and we blend that edge again. Then we have to get started on the halo eye. So I'm gonna take some more concealer. I just put it right there. I don't put much because you don't really need that much. Taking a very fine detail brush, I just create a circle with the concealer, and then I'm just gonna take my finger and pat over it. So with the concealer, I'm gonna take a very small detail brush once again. Then we're gonna pick up the single shade from ColourPop called On a Whimsy, which is a very, very bright silver. It's one of my favorite eyeshadows. And I just started pressing the silver along the edge to create like this nice like silvery wispy edges. And I just pat it over it with my finger again. And then there's still this middle part on my lid. So for the middle part, I used my finger. I just take a finger and I pick up the color Billie Jean from the Blue Moon palette. And then I just press it onto that middle part. Then with a flat C-shaped brush, I'm gonna go in with the color Glass Bowl, which is a single shade from ColourPop, and I'm just gonna go over it lightly to like blend the silver and Billie Jean together. Then I go back in with Da Ba Dee, and we just build up this outer edge again, just to get like that night sky color kind of in there a little bit more. Then I went in with the silver shade again on that detail brush, and I just run it along my bottom lash line, along with what was ever left on that C-shaped brush. I just go right along the bottom. And what I did to add a little bit of bronze and a little bit more glitter, I'm gonna go in with this Stila glitter in the color Kitten Karma. I just put it on the back of my hand, and then I picked up a big C-shaped brush, like bigger than the other one, and I just pick up the glitter. And then I just start pressing it in random spots all over the lid. Just get like little dots of glitter all over the lid. I feel like it just makes it look a little bit more ethereal. It's something that only catches in the light at certain times. I'm gonna go back in with this detail brush and pick up Starry Eyed, Fine China a little bit, and just clean up this inner corner. Then on my pinky, I'm gonna pick up the color Lumi from the Blue Moon palette, and that's gonna be my inner corner highlight, which is such a cool, like, blue silver shade. Look how cool that is. So neat. And that's pretty much all of the eye done. I'm just gonna use a eyeliner now. I'm just taking a regular black kohl eyeliner. I just run it along my lash line and my lower lash line, and then I slightly wing it out. That's more so I know where to put my false lashes. Now I will put on mascara and lashes, and then this look is basically done. So this is the completed look. I really like it. I think it came out kind of ethereal, kind of mysterious. So that's all the looks, you guys. So I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up down below. Also, make sure to go follow Mollee on her channel and thank her for inviting me to do this collab with her. Also, make sure to hit that subscribe button before you leave, and hopefully that means I see all of you guys in my next video. Bye!